Saturday. I had not spoken to Kayshawn in about 10 months. Kayshawn definitely reached out to me when my mom passed away, and I definitely have the utmost respect for him for doing that. Because regardless of how he feels in the situation, I feel like none of us ever robbed each other. None of us ever stole from each other. None of us ever put anybody in harm's way. So I would, in my heart, before he reached out to me, I would like to think that my mom passing away was bigger than whatever it is that we was going through. And I was right. It was. He reached out to me. I respect him for doing that because it was like, you know what I mean? Whatever things we had going wrong, if that wasn't possible for him to reach out and put everything else aside, it was needed. Like I won't sit here and cap and act like it wasn't something that I truly appreciated. So I appreciated that. And before I go into anything else, I want to say that just so people are aware of where things stand at this moment before I get into that. So
Big Savage in the building. Grind don't stop unless it kill me. You already know. Welcome to the Savage Nation. Appreciate you coming through. Hit that like button, subscribe if you have it. And today, bruh, I know we all been waiting on the glorious return of K-Shine, you feel me? All my battle rap fans, if you a true OG, then you know just how much K-Shine's brought to the game. And if you a true OG, like I said, then you also know how much DNA and K-Shine together as a team has brought to the game. And it's just sad seeing these brothers go at it right now. Because NWX was legendary, and you know they kind of broke up, and I wouldn't say a bad way, but it kind of trickled into a bad way, and you know kind of had some negative effects rubbing off from it. But I'm glad DNA finally responded. You know, first off, I want to say RIP to his mother, and hopefully he can get that legal situation together with, you know, him versus the hospital, and hopefully he win, because I heard this interview with 15 Minutes of Fame and Uncle Raw, when he really went into details, and you feel me, it bring tears to your eyes hearing that type of story, because we all know how much important our mother is to us in life. So, you know, I'm sorry to hear that, but you feel me, I wish the best to him. Now getting into this K-Shine situation, man oh man, I took a few notes because DNA is surgical. Like he said, he argued just how he battled. He got the facts, he got the timeline together, and K-Shine is out here looking stupid, if you ask me. He looking bad, bruh. Like, this was your brother. Just as much as you tried to get mad at him and point the finger at him for not standing, you know, his ground with you, behind the scenes and behind closed doors, all the facts is pointing to really you being the one over emotional, aggressive, and not really, you know, being a true brother. So how can you expect somebody to do something for you that you ain't never did for them? And you actually did the opposite of what you asking for. So, you know, the very same thing K-Shine is accusing DNA of doing, apparently K-Shine did it first. When DNA was having his legal troubles, I mean, not legal troubles, but, you know, dispute with URL, in 2019, K-Shine went and signed his deal while he knew it was going on and stuff. So, you know, it's real dicey and, you know, shady shit going on like that, which I didn't know. So, you feel me? Forgive me for having a certain outlook, on the situation, you know, before DNA told his side of the story, because his side of the story gets deep, and I kind of understand why he wanted to hold back on that, because it's a lot of personal shit. And, you know, for someone that's your brother, and he even said that he still loved him to this day. And, you know, his actions showed that he was still, you know, fighting for him and trying to get him back in the ring to this day. He was the one that told URL, hey, y'all need to fix this. Call this man, make it right for Summer Madness. K-Shine didn't answer the phone. That's not DNA fault. So, you know, little stuff like that is just showing us like, man, this is a rough situation. So, you know, it started with the first lie. He said he didn't leave NWX on the internet. You feel me? He told the actual NWX group chat that they had that he was going to Twitter and going to leave the group, you know, the day before he did it. So he did at least text them and tell them. And he said he's been mentioning it before, you know, hinting at it, but nobody really took him serious. So can't really fault him on that. So it's like, damn, once you hear that, it's like, I'm looking at the whole thing different now because it made K-Shine made DNA seem so shady and so snaky to where it's like, damn, you almost got a question like, can you really even trust this dude? When really that wasn't the case. When K-Shine been wanting to leave NWX for a year. Way before K-Shine even got into his personal troubles and that contract with URL that he in now. So you can't really connect it to it. That's wild. That's wild. He spoke to K-Shine and he said he wasn't worried about DNA leaving NWX. He said he wasn't as mad as the other group members was. This when this initially happened. So, you know, verbal confirmation that everything was good, but apparently it wasn't. He left NWX in 2021 and he wasn't even on speaking terms when Shine URL beef, you know, stirred up years later. And you know, so when all that happened, they wasn't even cool at the time. So it makes sense to why, you know, DNA, you know, did the blog, was like, I'm not in it, you feel me? He was still taking URL battles and stuff, of course, because, you feel me, y'all ain't even cool, but you want him to stand on your side and join your war on the front line. So that don't even make sense in itself. So that was kind of wild that I felt. What else DNA said? Then they still stood behind K-Shine in the easy to block captain battle. And after the battle, you feel me, somebody wanted to meet him, a celebrity friend that he had. He was texting and calling Shine, no response. Then Fonz comes up and tells DNA, Shine said, no, he's still mad about that NWX situation. He ain't rocking with us right now. So it's like, damn, homie, you just said we was cool. You just said you weren't worried like everybody. And then you do that. Wow.
I can't take it no more.
Wow. That's like, I mean, emotional, brother. Just flip-flop like that. You can see why DNA kind of feeling how he feeling.
I can't get jiggy with this shit.
The next time DNA speaks to K-Shine after that was 2022. And then K-Shine brings up the URL issues. And then K-Shine suggests that they do a 2-on-2, you know, to get him out the contract and that be the last battle. But URL declined it. See, K-Shine made it seem like that DNA was working for URL and he brought up that idea and you feel me, he wasn't rocking with it. But no, it was the other way around. And you see, this is where, you know, K-Shine's story, you know, starts to get to, you feel me, just looking shaky and looking bad. It's like, damn, bro, you really tried to portray this image of your brother on the day, you know, well, not, I don't know if that specific clip dropped on the day his mama died, but, you know, during him dealing with the situation of his mom's death and shit, like, that's just foul, bro. That's just foul. Like, where's your heart at if you really love this man? And we can really see that DNA still pulling strings and, you know, doing shit behind the scenes, and he loved K-Shine still. But on the other end, I don't feel like K-Shine really feel like that. His actions just not showing it, you know. And then their grandmother died, and then he didn't speak to K-Shine at all. K-Shine didn't reach out, didn't say nothing to him or none of that. You know, he said he did when his mom just passed recently. You're gonna see that clip in the beginning. But when his grandma died, he didn't. DNA was the first person to reach out before they BET battle. Then K-Shine gave some invalid reasons of why he ain't reached out to him, because the timelines and the dates didn't add up. If you want the full story, make sure y'all go to DNA page, go show some support, go watch the whole 40-minute blog, because, you know, I did. I had to get, you know, get the facts straight. But that's what happened with that. And then Shine lost to DNA on BET, but it took some months for the money to come, you know, for, you know, legal reasons and all that. But when the money came, then they still split the money with Shine, because they decided they was gonna split the money no matter who won before the battle. Like, you feel me? Stand up shit. Then they still doing stand up shit, and, you know, pushing for Shine to be in a winning position to feed his family is how I see it. So, you know, you gotta respect him for that. It's just the way it go, bro. It's the proof. And he said he got receipts to prove all this if Shine want to test him. So, you feel me? DNA ain't playing. Eventually, DNA said he ended up blocking K-Shine because he didn't want to argue with him behind this URL, you know. No, he didn't want to argue with him in general because they wasn't on good terms in their conversations. started, you know, not going so good. And that was a few weeks before the URL rant, and when, you know, K-Shine first made it a big problem versus URL and this war that he got going on with him. And then they told K not to take the deal. Then they told K-Shine don't do the contract, and he did it anyway. And all this is transpiring. Now that we got both sides of the story, you know, I'm completely behind DNA. I think K-Shine is looking a little foul out here. And I think he kind of doing it for some clout, bro. I think he's doing it for some clout. But, you know, who knows? Whatever it is, hopefully get out this deal. Hopefully we can see him battle again soon. Let me know how y'all feel about it, how y'all see the situations now that we got both sides of the story. Hit that comment section below, man. It's tough, bro. It's tough to, you know, see one of the greatest battle rap teams go through this. But it is what it is. It's business, and friends and business sometimes don't mix. So, you know, let me know how y'all feeling. Shout out to the Savage Nation. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
I spent the like 10. I got the pipe in. Gon' spin a block, no type in. I just want the face like we Skype in. Can't cut no hoe, they be trifling. This a one night stand.